Right, folks, we're now in Book 1, Part 2, or the multiple choice question, the study guide to be number 6. We're going to talk about Thrasymachus, right, one of those sophists, people that would teach for money. Now, Socrates, important to keep in mind, did not charge a fee for his teachings, for his services. Yet other people wander around Greece, right, called wisdom teachers, right, Sophia being the Greek word for wisdom, sophist was their name, wisdom teachers, who would then educate you in arts of speaking, right, and things like this. It was Athens was a direct democracy, so therefore you got up in the assembly and everybody made different speeches and they would take votes and they decide matters this way. So the ability to make a good speech was, in a very real sense, political power. So what they're teaching is important skills, right, in the Athenian world. So Thrasymachus comes roaring out of this going, okay, this is just nonsense, you guys are playing around. Let me tell you what justice is, Socrates. Justice is interest of the strongest. It's that simple. What the powerful, most right, wealthy people like generally is what's going to be legal, and what is not, right, is what they don't like is not going to be legal, right? So what we have is that these governments and societies, the upper classes, the powerful classes, will pass laws in their own interests. These laws then define what is just, and as a result, justice for Thrasymachus is very easily defined as what's simply the interest of the ruling, most powerful class in a given society. Now, this isn't a bad argument, right? And in point of fact, if you look around the history of the world and look at the other countries in the world, yes, most often you find that the laws mirror the interests of the most powerful classes, right? The mistake in, right, what Thrasymachus is talking about here fundamentally is equating what is legal with what is just, right? Just because something is legal does not mean, right, it's automatically just. Right, indeed, justice and ethics are concepts we use to govern the law. Right, the law, if the law was the final standard in behavior, we just simply, that's the law and that'll be the end of it. The fact that we can talk about good or bad laws, and that discussion makes sense, points to the standard by which the law is evaluated. The standard by which laws are evaluated, this is a good law, this is a bad law, are things like ethics and justice. So what is legal is not what is just. And the Nuremberg war trials, for instance, after World War II, proved this. The Nazis had not broken any of the German laws. The Nazis had lawyers, they'd made laws, done their whole thing, right? So they weren't accused of breaking any laws. And American law doesn't apply, Russian law doesn't apply to Germany. It was German laws in application, and they had Nazi law. So everything they did was legal in Nazi Germany. However, they were tried and convicted, right, and executed for crimes against humanity, right, for ethical crimes, right, not right for any actual crimes that were on the books. So the higher standard here, right, that governs, right, what we consider to be legal is concepts like justice. And if you follow the maxim that what stinks ethically is going to stink legally as well, learning ethics is a shortcut to learning the law. If you learn how to behave yourself, you should have very few run-ins with the law. If you're poorly behaved, you'll probably have a lot of them, right? So Thrasymachus is arguing for this power politics as justice point of view. And while it does describe the world in many senses, it doesn't describe how the world ought to be, right? What justice and ethics is, it simply defines what the law is. And Socrates will point this out, and they'll start getting into a real back and forth debate here at this point in time.